Welcome back to The Explainer, Focused Learners. Listen, I am absolutely thrilled about today's topic because we are right in the middle of a massive technological shift. For years, we've kind of just thought of artificial intelligence as this thing trapped behind a screen, right? Text generators, image creators, digital assistants. But that era, it's ending. AI is literally stepping out of the digital realm and into the physical world. So today, we're unpacking the rise of embodied AI, which is a trend that's taking everything from factory floors to your very own living room by storm.
Okay, let's dive into this. We've got a clear four-step journey today. First, the embodied AI boom. Second, consumer bots. Third, industrial bots. And finally, we'll look at how all of this is shifting jobs and wages.
Starting right off with Section 1, the embodied AI boom and scaling the physical world.
Before we get into the wild data, let's just clearly define our core concept here. What exactly is embodied AI? Well, it's artificial intelligence that is equipped with sensors, motors, and natural language processing to interact directly with the physical world. Really think about that combination for a second. It means you can just speak to a machine using natural language, its sensors actually understand the environment around it, and its motors allow it to physically execute a task. This specific technology is the brain powering everything from industrial automation to delivery drones and now advanced robotic humanoids.
Now, the geographic epicenter of this specific technological explosion is China. According to claims by China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, they currently hold a staggering 70% share of the global market for embodied AI. So how do they capture such a massive slice of the pie? Well, the sources point largely to their unrivaled stem-to-stern supply chain of critical parts, and that's combined with some really rapid advancements in their own domestic AI and semiconductor chips.
And having a supply chain like that leads to incredible speed. Nearly 100 new embodied AI robotic products have been produced in China just since last year. This rapid proliferation is what industry insiders are actually calling a deep-seek moment. It represents a complete shift in corporate culture. These companies aren't just brainstorming in a boardroom anymore. They have active labs racing to test these physical generative AI use cases in real time.
So the crucial point is that this rapid growth is being fueled by a truly massive number, $138 billion. The central government has put out a venture fund tapping roughly $138 billion dedicated specifically to the development of humanoid robots. And get this, it isn't just for heavy industry. This fund is explicitly targeting robots for personal, everyday use in your home as well.
Which brings us to Section 2, consumer bots and daily tasks. Basically, is your new roommate going to be a robot?
Let's shift our focus away from the macro government funding and look directly at the actual physical robotic home assistants hitting the consumer market right now. Hangzhou-based Unitree is a huge pioneer in consumer robotics here, and they offer two highly contrasting models. We have the G1 AI avatar, which is a humanoid, and the Go 2, which is a robot dog. And these two cater to entirely different use cases and entirely different budgets for the average consumer.
Let's start with the Humanoid, the Unitree G1 AI avatar. This model costs $16,000. It stands 4 foot 2 inches tall and weighs 77 pounds. But the really key takeaway here is what it can actually do in your house. It can run, it can jump, and incredibly, it can literally fetch you a coffee. We are talking about highly impressive, practical, daily tasks being performed by a physical, humanoid agent right there in your kitchen.
But hey, if $16,000 is a bit too steep, contrast that with the Unitree Go 2. This is a highly capable robotic pet, and it costs just $600. And the hardware you get for that price is honestly incredible. It features ultra-wide recognition LiDAR, which, by the way, is the exact same kind of environmental mapping tech used in autonomous cars, and it boasts 12 flexible knee joint motors. That lets the robotic dog stand up and perform a whole variety of complex tricks. It's just a remarkably affordable entry point into embodied AI.
But let's pause for a second because we definitely have to address the elephant in the room here. Are these lifelike domestic robots actually safe to have around our homes, or are they just plain creepy? It is a completely natural reaction to look at a 4-foot-tall robot walking around your living room and feel, a pretty healthy dose of skepticism. We are officially entering the uncanny valley of living alongside intelligent machines. And the reporting actually validates these exact safety and aesthetic concerns, as Bloomberg Technology observed regarding these new consumer bots. It's arriving in much more lifelike packaging, as creepy as that may be. The technology is undeniably getting uncomfortably realistic for some people, and navigating consumer comfort levels is going to be a massive hurdle for these companies going forward.
Moving into Section 3, industrial bots and bottom lines, the heavy lifters.
So, we're transitioning from the novelty of a consumer bot grabbing your morning coffee to some really heavy-duty corporate applications, and there is a massive divide in this industry. On one side, you have the affordable consumer bots focused on light daily tasks and entertainment, but on the other side you have heavy industrial bots built for hazardous environments, applying complex diagnostic logic and driving rapid automation in factories. There's obviously a very clear line between a $600 robot dog and a multi-million-dollar industrial automation system.
For example, let's look at Lenovo's Daystar. This is a massive, six-legged industrial bot equipped with embodied AI. It is specifically deployed for inspection and diagnostics in places that are completely unreachable by, or just straight up unsafe, for human workers. This is where physical AI solves real-world hazardous problems. It keeps humans out of danger while maintaining rigorous industrial oversight.
Which really begs the ultimate business question, doesn't it? Will testing all these generative AI use cases actually have a real impact on the corporate bottom line? Companies are pouring absolutely astronomical amounts of money into these labs and prototypes right now, but the true test is whether this rapid automation drives tangible manufacturing value and efficiency at a global scale.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 4, Shifting Jobs and Wages, the human cost.
You just cannot introduce a disruptive technology of this magnitude into the physical world without it causing massive shockwaves in the labor market. According to data from the online recruitment firm Alpine, the number of job openings in the humanoid robotics sector has quadrupled this year compared to last year, a 4x growth in a single year. The corporate push to develop these robots is creating an absolutely massive surge in hiring for specialized roles. And of course, when demand vastly outpaces supply, salaries for these specialized algorithm engineers are surging well past average urban pay. The source material points out that the broader job market in China is actually quite difficult right now, but if you happen to have the highly specialized engineering skills to build the brains and the bodies of these robots, your value on the open market is simply skyrocketing. To summarize the competitive edge of this entire industry, just consider this analysis from the sources. The Chinese robots will come into the world as a price for money, value that will be quite feasible with the backing of state policy and funds. I think that really encapsulates the whole picture here. With unrivaled supply chains, massive government venture funding, and really aggressive recruitment, these embodied AI products are poised to be an inevitable, highly competitive global force. Which leaves us with this final thought. A myriad of new embodied AI products are coming to try and grab your attention, whether they're working in a hazardous factory or literally fetching a coffee in your kitchen. Like it or not, we may be staring directly into the future right now. My question to you, focused learners, is, are you ready? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you next time.